What's good, everyone, and welcome to the Healthy Investor Show, sponsored by goldenlabservice.com. I am your grateful host, Ivan Golden, also known as the Healthy Investor, back at you with another video. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be, looking down at my notes here so we can stay on track. So if you see me looking up and looking down, making sure I'm staying on track and don't lose my talking point. But today's video, we're going to be diving into a fascinating topic in the DNA testing realm. And that topic, a lot of people have questions about this topic or this particular DNA test. And the particular DNA test that we're talking about today is going to be an avuncular DNA test. So before I get started, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, like the video. In the comment section, leave your thoughts, any questions you may have about DNA testing, in particular avuncular DNA testing, but any other DNA questions you may have as well, you can put them in the comments. Also, if you're obliged to, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. Please help us grow. But back into the avuncular DNA test. Before we get started, I know that avuncular can sound like a big technical word. So rest assured by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what avuncular DNA testing means, why people use it, and how it works. So let's say you've ever wondered, how do I figure out if someone's related to me? So maybe it's a niece or a nephew, or maybe it's an aunt or an uncle. This is where avuncular DNA testing comes in. So let's break it down nice and simple and make it easy for you to understand. So what is avuncular DNA testing? First things first, what does avuncular mean? So it's just a fancy word for the relationship between an aunt or uncle and the niece or nephew. So when we talk about avuncular DNA testing, we're talking about using DNA to see if someone is biologically related to their aunt or uncle and vice versa. Here's a real world example of an avuncular DNA test. So imagine a little boy named Jackson who wants to know if his Uncle Mike is really his uncle. So maybe there's a question about whether they share the same family bloodline. So instead of guessing, they're going to take what's called an avuncular DNA test to figure it out scientifically. Okay? So why do people get avuncular DNA tests? So now you might be wondering, why would someone need this type of test? There are actually a lot of reasons why people get an avuncular DNA test. So let's go over a few of those reasons. The first one is if the parent isn't available. Say, for instance, if the father is deceased or the mother is deceased, sometimes the child's biological parent isn't around to take a test for whatever reason, being deceased or for whatever other reason. So maybe they passed away or just can't be located. So in those cases, testing an aunt or uncle can still help get the family the answers they need. Okay? Another instance or reason why someone would need or want to get an avuncular DNA test is for immigration cases. So this is the big reason why people get avuncular DNA testing. If someone is trying to prove a family relationship, for instance, an uncle trying to bring his nephew to another country, they will need to show proof that they are biologically related, and they will do that with an avuncular DNA test. Now, another reason why people would get avuncular DNA tests, or the reasons why, would be an inheritance or legal matters. So this situation is if someone passes away and there's a question about who's entitled to their inheritance. So if there's no clear proof of the family connection, an avuncular DNA test might be used to confirm whether someone is truly a niece or nephew. So how does avuncular DNA testing work? All right, now let's talk about how it works. It's actually really simple, and you don't need a lot of science to understand this part. Okay, first, DNA is going to be collected. We're going to collect the epithelial skin cells on the insides of your cheeks. So the most common way to get DNA in most DNA cases is going to be using a cheek swab. You take a cotton swab, you rub it on the inside of your cheek, and boom, that's your DNA sample. The same thing is done for the other person being tested. Let's say Uncle Mike, you know, once the samples are collected, they're sent to a lab. At the lab, scientists compare the DNA of both people to see how similar it is. Like puzzle pieces match. Either the puzzle pieces are going to match or they're not going to match. Cut and dry. If the DNA matches in certain key areas, that means they're likely related as uncle and nephew. But if it doesn't match enough, that shows they're probably not biologically related. Okay? Now, just to be clear, avuncular DNA testing is foolproof. You will get either 99.9% or 0. What makes avuncular DNA testing so important? So, this type of test isn't just about science. It's about answers and closure, clarity, bringing clarity to your life. Imagine being the young boy Jackson that we mentioned earlier, and wondering for years if Uncle Mike is really his uncle. So that kind of uncertainty can weigh heavily on a person. I had an avuncular DNA test where it was a young woman, and her whole life, and she was in her 30s, they questioned, whether she was part of the family. That can take a toll on that young lady. I could see the effects that it had on her when she was sitting in the office with the rest of her family members. It was a very unpleasant situation for her, I could tell. So think about a family trying to reconnect after being separated for years. Maybe there's a niece who wants to meet her aunt, but she's not sure if they're related. Kind of like the situation with the avuncular test that I had. DNA testing is going to give these individuals peace of mind and help the families rebuild these relationships if they've been fractured. Also, in legal situations, these tests can make a huge difference. For example, if someone is trying to prove their family connection in court, having a DNA test can be the evidence that clears all the misconceptions up. All right, so how to get an avuncular DNA test. All right, so you're probably thinking this all sounds great, but how do I actually get one of these tests? Well, you would come to someone like me. If you're in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, you can visit our clinic, or we provide mobile services as well, where we can get this test done for you. These tests are pretty straightforward. You'll just need to work with a certified lab that specializes in DNA testing. You can usually order a kit online or pick one up in person. The kit will include everything you need, like the swabs and instructions. For a legal avuncular DNA test, you need to come in office to do that. For non-legal ones, you can take that kit home and do it yourself, or you can have a certified collector do it in office, or you can have us come to your location and we'll do it for you there as well. All right. So after you collect the samples, we'll send them to the lab. The lab will analyze them. Then depending on the lab, you'll get your results. And usually we get our results here at this clinic between 3 to 5 business days. Other labs can typically take 1 to 2 weeks. But 3 to 5 business days is usually the time frame to get these test results back. That does not include weekends. So business days is Monday through Friday. One thing to keep in mind is that, like I said, if you need this test for legal purposes, like for immigration or court cases, you'll need to follow a special process with the chain of custody that needs to be done in the office. That means the samples are collected and handled in a very secure way to make sure the results are valid and legal for use. Most labs will guide you through this process if you need it. You can also get a legal test done with our mobile services as well, because the mobile services will provide a certified DNA collector to come on site and secure that chain of custody. And when legal tests are done, there's a more strict procedure that needs to take place regarding photos, identification, signatures. There's a whole stricter process that goes into that the collector would need to know. All right, so that's basically it. Everything you need to know about avuncular testing, avuncular DNA testing, has just been explained to you. It might sound like a complicated topic, but at its core, It's all about just helping people find answers and clarity and build stronger connections with their family. We all deserve to know who our family is so we can make informed decisions whether we want to mess with them or not. So whether it's for personal reasons, legal cases, or immigration, this type of testing plays a big role in bringing clarity to situations where there might be some uncertainty. All right. So if you have any questions about this or want to learn more about avuncular DNA testing or DNA testing in general, feel free to reach out. Leave a comment below. Visit our website, goldenlabservice.com. Send me a message in the comments. I look at all the comments, I'll answer them all, and I'll get right with you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget, like and subscribe. Share this video with someone who might need this information. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a great life. Have a great day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this video. And I'll see you on the next one. Look out for more insights from us on DNA testing, health, wealth, business, investing, mindset, and sports entertainment. And take care of yourself, like I said, and I'll see you on the next video. Oh, once again, eat those fruits. Get you some fruits in you. Put the Pop-Tarts down. Put the soda down. Put the sugar down. So take sugar out your diet. So substitute that with honey. But get some fruit in your diet and drink plenty of water. Take care of yourself. Live a long time. Health is wealth. Health, wealth, and business. All right, I'm out. Peace.